Take a guess which convention is going to bring in the most money this month at the Orange County Convention Center. Wait till I tell you about the 7-star hotel being built on International Drive. And finally, let me tell you about $40,000 profit that one of our clients has gained on a property in just a matter of a couple months.
This is that ice cold Michelle fight for that white gold. This one for them hood girls, them good girls, straight masterpieces. Styling, wildin', living it up in the city.
Hey everyone, this is Chris Craner here with America Homes, and it's another beautiful Friday afternoon here in Central Florida, right in the America Homes headquarters in Orlando. So, we're at Coffee with Chris version 2.0 now. We decided to invest in a nice fancy camera and all the necessary video equipment that we're not quite sure how to use yet, but we're starting to get the hang of it. Now, as I mentioned in the introduction here, Orlando is obviously one of the top cities in the entire country for convention business, and it's one of the biggest things that is going to really change Orlando over the next 10 years from going from a tourist kind of Mickey Mouse industry towards a tourist convention goer business-oriented industry. And that's really what fuels massive economies such as Las Vegas, Chicago, and other big cities like that. So this weekend coming up, April 10th through the 12th, actually is what's called MegaCon. And that is the biggest convention of April here in Central Florida. It's going to attract over 36,000 visitors, over $21 million in stimulus money they're expecting from this alone. Now, MegaCon is a convention that's actually dedicated and focused on comic books, superheroes, all of those movies like Harry Potter, your Superman, your Batman, in every single comic that you could possibly imagine in between there. So everybody is in their uniforms, their outfits, running around International Drive where the convention center is. And it's quite the sight to see because you have all these adults and people dressed up full out outfits and costumes, and it's really cool. Good for them. It's something that they get to do every single year here in Central Florida, and it brings in a ton of money and revenue to the local economy, which is always a great thing. One of the other things that I mentioned in the introduction too that we're super excited about, that we really don't know what it's going to necessarily be just yet, but when it's completed, I'm sure our minds are going to be blown. They're developing what's called a 7-star hotel deemed I-Square. Now, this 7-star hotel is going to be right on International Drive. They're saying it's going to cost anywhere between $300 and $400 million to complete. It's going to be just an absolute top-notch resort, mall, ice skating rink, movie theater, everything that you could possibly think of in between as well. So they're really trying to determine how they're going to rank this, because there's never been a 7-star hotel here in Florida or even in America. There's a Four Seasons, there's a Ritz-Carlton, which are 5-star, AAA diamond rated hotels, but with what they're planning on building here, they've never seen anything like it before. So they're really kind of pulling out all the stops to make this absolutely mind-blowing experience at the International Drive I-Square. So they're expecting that to be ready in 2017. And obviously in the meantime, that's going to create thousands of jobs, from the construction workers, obviously, to the designers, to retail employees, and everything that's going to be working in all of those shops that are going to be designated there at I-Square. So we're super excited about that, and the tourist traffic is great as it is now, and we're looking forward to even more tourist traffic when they start building these massive complexes right on International Drive. And finally, $40,000 is a ton of money to gain in a matter of a few months when dealing with real estate here in Central Florida. We always project optimistically. Now, it's important to project not only optimistically, but also realistically as well, because it would be irresponsible for us to tell you that you're going to make $100,000 on a property and you're going to have tenants in place forever and you're never going to have any issues on it. Let's be realistic. That's not the circumstance. If it was, everybody would be millionaires and we would all have our own private jets named after us. But coming back to reality real quick. A few months ago, in December of 2014, we sold a property on Bloomingdale Drive in the Hampton Lakes Estate. Now, that property, it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, fully renovated property like all of our homes. And the great thing about this one, it's a massive holiday home, has a private pool, it's in a gorgeous community, and it's probably in the most popular community right now that we can possibly offer, because it's 10 minutes from Walt Disney World, it's right off of US 27, it's a younger community that started being built in the early 2000s and it completed in about 2008. So a lot of the homes went into foreclosure, and now they're available for pennies on the dollar when they come up. But it's super rare that properties are popping up like that just because inventory is so low. Now you can buy properties that are, retail price that are between $230,000, $240,000, $250,000 for the same type of home. But fortunately, we had an amazing deal on a property that was, like I said, on Bloomingdale Drive. It sold for $200,000. It's public record. You can look it up. Now, we pulled the comparables around it. And now a comparable is what you determine how much a property is worth, because if you say the house next door sold for $20,000 more or $20,000 less, if it's the same type of home, that would be what you call a comparable. If it's a 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom, about the same size and square footage, same features such as a pool, 2-car garage, obviously in the same neighborhood, and that would have been sold within the past 6 months. So we looked at the last 3 comparables that sold since then in that neighborhood, and there were 3 different units that you can look up that sold anywhere between $239,000 and $249,000 that are the exact same size, that have been built within a margin of error of 3 years, and they're in obviously the same neighborhood, same features, same everything. So if you were to pay for a market appraisal on the property, which costs about $300 to $500, they would come back and say this house is now worth about $240,000. That's just in a matter of 3 or 4 months. And it's not just because the property market has been skyrocketing so much over that time, but it's because when you have a phenomenal deal, you jump on it. And when the offer was that great for only $200,000 for that type of property, somebody got really lucky and they were able to lock in that great deal. So hope that gives you a little bit of insight about what the market's doing now and what type of property opportunities are coming up from time to time. Other than that, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. If you have any other questions, please do not hesitate to ask. You can reach us at chris@americahomesllc.com, and of course our website, www.americahomesllc.com. And so I look forward to hearing from you soon, and have a great day.